On this 15-minute tool review, we're going to check out the VEVOR Digital Ultrasonic Cleaner, and this is the big dog. This is the 30-liter unit. You can stick an entire 4-barrel carb in here, or as you're going to see, I'm going to put an entire rack of 4 carburetors from a Goldwing in it, and we're going to see how she does. Let's go. We're going to have to deal with a little fan noise coming from the little fan. We'll time-lapse a lot of this, but it is sweaty, sticky out today. So this is my hands, just from trying to take the intake runners off, and I took the bowl vents out and just the plastic that covers the linkage in the old fuel line that we're going to replace. I think I'm going to take this whole thing and I think I'm going to try to see if I can fit the whole thing in there. So if I just took this whole thing, oh yeah, all day boys, all day. Let's go get some cleaner, fill this thing up. All right, this is the stuff we're going to try to use. It is LA's, says LA's, LA's Totally Awesome. Orange, heavy duty, all-purpose degreaser and spot remover. Now, it says you can use it in households. It says garage right there. So we're in the right place because this is a garage or a barn. This stuff is $1 a gallon. How good can it be for $1 a gallon? Who cares? We're gonna try it. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna plug this thing in. We're gonna put the La Awesome in there. I am in a very well ventilated, this is a barn. There's no air sealed up in here. It's got a cross breeze. I mean, everything in here is kind of wiggling around. I did not specifically do this in my basement because I didn't know what kind of fumes the stuff put off if it's heated. So we're gonna try it and I'll let you guys, maybe this is like the new thing for ultrasonic cleaners. I don't know. And we're gonna see how the VEVOR does, because she's a biggin. She does exactly what she's supposed to do. This is what I wanted something I could put an entire carburetor in. You could throw a quadrat in here. You could throw a Holly in here. This is a GL1000 Goldwing manifold and carbs. So I got the carbs stripped. Actually, I gotta flip them over. There's one more thing I gotta pull out. And we're gonna see how it works. Together, let's do things together, guys. I did 3 gallons of whatever this stuff is. Totally Awesome Orange. So I'm technically only in the solvent for $3. And then I put 1 gallon of water. I just wanted it covered. There's a fill line. You don't want to go higher than the fill line. I'm assuming it's this part right here. So you don't want to overfill it. I got it plugged in. Let's turn it on and see what she does. So it's set for 51C. So I guess it's, you can turn the heater on. So the heater's on, so now it's heating. I don't know, maybe 50C is probably good. And then you can set the timer. I mean, what's good, half an hour maybe? That La Awesome stuff is already, seems to be breaking down the stuff, because that stuff's clear. And it's already kind of getting a little hazy. I mean, I wonder what this will look like if without the heater, if we just turned it on. It's actually not that loud. Oh wow, yeah. Look at it, it's already pulling it out. Look at that, look at that. Look at right there. Wow, all right. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Let's try it. Look at all the dirt. Wow, guys. Maybe the La Awesome plus the VEVOR is the ticket. I do have a smaller unit that I got from Harbor Freight, and it works, but it's tiny, and you literally have to run cycle after cycle after cycle. It's crazy. So I think what we should do is, I'm gonna turn it off, I'm gonna let it heat all the way up. Then I'm gonna try a half an hour on it, and I'm gonna come back to you guys. I don't wanna have you sit through a time lapse of this thing timing down. So let's do that. I won't touch it with a brush. Usually what I do is in between, I hit it with a brush. Let's let it run for a full half an hour, see what happens. So this is the VEVOR 30 liter. This thing is a big dog. It does have heat in it. Also, I put it on for, let's turn it off. Let's turn the time back up. to 30 minutes. So I'm gonna let this heat up. I don't necessarily think I need to have it all the way up to 50 C. What is that? 130, 140 degrees, something like that. I'll have to do the you know, the mathematicians on that. But let's let it heat up, and I'll come back to you. We are almost at the halfway mark. I didn't wait for it to heat up because ain't nobody got time for that. It's at 42 C, set for 50, so it's, you know, not even 15 minutes in. Let's take a look inside. It comes with this cover. Oh, it's warm. Yeah, so it's hot. It's getting warm in there. Oh, well, okay. Here's the problem. I don't know if this solvent's gonna eat the aluminum. We'll find out together. I wanna lift this out and like look to make sure it's not eating the aluminum. Oh wow, that looks like dead new. Let's flip it over. Can we flip it over? Oh wow, these are like brandy new. Okay. Try not to splash this stuff into my eyes. Oh, I can't bury it all the way in that. That's okay, we'll hit it with a brush there, but I mean overall, I mean look at it. It's really working good, guys. Can you hear this thing like chugging away? Bzzz. Man, my wife would be jealous. This thing is buzzing away. We'll run it for the rest of the time and check back, and I'll pull it out and we'll spray it off the hose. 8 minutes left. This thing is literally bubbling out of the jet orifices, which is good, which means it's getting pushed up through there. Can barely see through that water slash solvent at all, but if you see right here, it's still pulling out dirt because it's on the top of the foam. You can see it floating in there. I don't know if you guys can see that through with the GoPro. I'm very hopeful that we're not going to damage the carburetors because they didn't look like they were pitting. Take that for what it is, guys. I don't know how aggressive that solvent is. So if you are using that at home, I would not leave it unattended, and I would not leave it for an extended period of time because you may come back and your cars may just be gone. I don't know. I think what I'm going to try to do also is I bought 4 complete carb kits. I think they come with everything. It looks like they're pretty complete, but I think I'm going to do is I'm going to take these these are like Jet's emulsification tubes. Is that a thing? And just for S's and G's, I'm gonna throw them in a basket, and I'm gonna throw all of the brass parts, awesome orange, and maybe it cleans those things up amazing. I don't know. So we're gonna try that as well, just to give you guys a heads up, because the VEVOR 30 liter is cooking. It's already at 50 C. It's set for 50 C, so it's just kind of sitting there bouncing up and down. As far as does this thing ultrasonically clean like a mofo? Yes, absolutely. I can 1000% recommend this, even by this one single cycle. We'll see how it goes. I'm gonna pull this out. Maybe I'm gonna try to find something else that's dirty, and we'll try it with that too, and I'll report back. It beeps at the end, so we're back. It's reset for 30. It's at 52 C. So it basically floats up and down, being on and off, because it just halts. See, it goes back to 51 because it's set at 50. I find the temperature regulation pretty good. Man, there's a lot of foam and there's a lot of dirt. I'm gonna put on gloves. We're gonna pull this out. I'm gonna go hit it with the hose, blow it off with the compressed air, and let's just see how it did. Look at the bowls. Let's try to clean the bowls. These are really bad. Wow, that one's really bad. This one's got just goo in it. I'm not even gonna wipe these out. I'm just gonna throw them in. I've thrown caution to the wind, and I just put all kinds of stuff in that thing. Here is the result. Now there is some pitting, but I think that was existing because it looks so bad. But I mean, look how clean this is. A little discoloration like on these tubes. You see these, like the linkage? I don't know what that's made out of. It's been darkened a little bit, so it did corrode that a bit, so that's something to be careful with. But look at the carburetors, guys. These are like dead new. That's amazing. I mean, this is So good. I took carburetor parts. I don't know if you guys know you can do this. If you just take the solvent that's in there, you put it in a bottle, drop your small parts into it, and just put the bottle back in, the vibration will do the rest. It doesn't have to be sitting in the basket. It can just be in the bottle. This is the... Oh, wow, look at that. Oh, look at all that come out of there. This is rusted, like, almost so bad that it was, like, not even moving. This is the fuel level sensor for that bike. I put a caliper in here. It was absolutely disgusting. I don't know if it's going to take the paint off it. Oh, yeah, you know, it's taking the paint off it. Whatever, who cares? Oh, that's hot. Hot! Oh, it's getting through there. Might have to hit these with a brush because they got so much sediment in them. All right, so the bowls became darkened, and it didn't get the, like, the hard, like, rock hard stuff off the bottom, but I mean, that's pretty good. I didn't poke it with a screwdriver yet, but I'll scrape it because these need to be scraped. That definitely is not going to come off. Not bad though overall. Oh, that one did pretty good. A couple of these were really bad. Yeah, so we got to scrape the hard stuff off the bottom. This solvent is definitely going to darken aluminum. It did a really good job of this, but I think this is a larger piece, and that's why it didn't darken the body like it did the bowls. Like I said, we did the experiment. Take it for what it is. Maybe dilute it more. Maybe go 2 gallons and 2 gallons of water, or just go 1 gallon, 3 gallons of water. You guys can mix and match it, but it also started to take the paint off of these calipers. I don't necessarily care about that. I actually may throw them back in and take the remaining paint off of them. Actually, I'm going to do that, and we'll just clean them up, and maybe I'll just spray them again. But you know, this thing is a 1975 Goldwing. You know, it hasn't run since, I don't know, 83 or something like that. What's that, 40 years? You know, so normally we use Pine Sol, which actually will discolor the bowls as well. So I don't necessarily know if that would have done any better, to be honest with you. But they didn't have any, so we didn't use it. So these things were completely crusty. And that's literally spotless clean. So that's good. And the tubes, now I know you guys can't see that, but I can see right through these holes, so that's good. Can you guys? You probably can't see that either. But anyway, it did a good job on these. We have new ones regardless, but I just wanted to see, oh yeah, right through. I wanted to see how it would do. All right, guys, the proof was in the pudding with this thing. It does every single thing it says it does. It's actually cycling the heat right now. I'm going to turn that off because it is hot. Like, I had those rubber gloves on and I put my hand out. I was like, nope, that was a mistake. So be careful. Use the basket when you pull the stuff out. But anyway, this is the 30-liter VEVOR Digital Ultrasonic Cleaner. I can 1000% recommend this because it did exactly what it's designed to do. That rack of carbs is probably cleaner than it was when it was originally assembled. It's really clean. Bowls, we got to scrape. You know, that hard particulate in these things, you know, no cleaner's going to get that out. You couldn't even get that out with a pressure washer. We're going to have to scrape on this a little bit. We're going to fire them back in there. And I cleaned up. This thing was heavily, rusted. This was the fuel cap. Still got some stuff in it, but I mean, it cleaned that up. It cleaned the level sensor up. This thing is available on VEVOR's website. I'm going to have a link in the description, and you can use that link. And I'll have a coupon code, and you guys get 5% off. So check it out on VEVOR. Use my link. And you guys watch me do it. So if I can do it, you absolutely can do it. Thanks for watching.